This is going to be one of those episodes that you want to save and revisit throughout the year. Today we're going to dive into manifesting in 2025 in the year of the snake. We just celebrated the new moon on January 29th, which brought in the year of the snake by the astrology of the Chinese New Year. Such a beautiful feminine energy for this time, for this environment, for the callings on our souls and our hearts to rise up, to emerge in the most embodied way, to lead and ignite a movement of women in leadership, creating the world that we want to see. Now, when I talk about manifestation, it's the same as embodiment to me. It is when we bring an idea, a vision, a dream, a desire, a calling, anything that we are creating from the spiritual realm, from the ideation realm, into physical space, into our bodies. We embody it. We've created the thing. It exists in a tangible way in the world. And this is the way that I speak to manifestation and embodiment. It's more than just an energy. It's the reality in the physical sense having manifested. And the work that goes behind that, the work that goes into it, the development, the growth, the trust, everything that goes into bringing our best selves, our highest selves, our most beautiful, audacious selves forward to do the things, to live in the way that we desire. And I feel like it's especially potent now. We have just such the opposing energies in a way that, like, I know I didn't see coming. I've been beating this drum for a long time about the feminine rising and feminine leadership and the way that we can create from a place of abundance and a place of love and a place of longevity with life force giving energy from abundance. And I saw this emerging in a beautiful and powerful way. And I suppose it's natural that as that happens, we would have the toxic men that we see in the White House now being fearful of that. And for them to want to also lash out and do what they can to control that power that they find so threatening, to divide us, to take our energy, to separate us, and in many ways attempt to weaken us. To that I say, let the systems that failed us fail, while we do what we remember in our bones is the better way, while we create the world we want to see, while we build structures and systems and legacies that can't be undone, because that is the way of the feminine. It creates more life. It has a ripple effect. Its energy takes on a life of its own, and we come together and we create in community for that life of abundance where nobody has to be taken from for the other to be free. So let's talk about the snake energy, and just dream into that for a minute here, if you will. The medicine of the snake, the parts of it that I want to focus on is that emergence, right? So when you think of the snake, the way that it moves forward in a forward motion, the snake actually doesn't go backwards. It never looks back. In fact, it moves in a forward motion. And when it's time for itself to shed, to release an old skin, to release an old pattern, an old idea, things that are no longer relevant to its future endeavors, it peels away that layer and it keeps moving forward. And so for us to be able to move forward, to be more audacious, to be more in our beauty and in our power, and have that focus on the future that we desire, I think about all the things that have kept us small, all the things and places and times when we have diluted our voice. all the places and times where we let ourselves believe that we weren't enough or that it wasn't possible. And all the times where maybe we weren't shining as our most brilliant selves, that dull layer of disbelief in ourselves that was dimming our brilliance. The thing is, this is the time we were born for. We were made for this. We were called to this. And this is our time to really hone our energy, hone our brilliance, hone the message and the purpose that is on our hearts and on our souls to lead in the way that we know is going to change the world, to have the impact that we know is so desperately needed right now in our communities, in our homes, in our businesses, and in our everyday lives. So this is for the woman with initiative, the woman that wants to be part of a movement. There is so much happening right now to distract us. And as we want to stay informed and be able to advocate for the things that we care about, we're going to need to stay in our purpose and own our power so that we can respond in ways that are meaningful instead of just spreading our energy thin and wide and not just unproductive, but in a wasteful way that's really not moving us forward in the direction that we want to be going. What I'm going to do today is highlight some of those sources of energy of the feminine leadership archetypes. We have 9 feminine leadership archetypes. These are the ones that I channeled and created through the feminine leadership archetype quiz. I refer to these energies and these archetypes in every facet of my work. It's because I want you to have permission to own your most highest source of power. And it's not that you won't relate to all the other archetypes. Of course you absolutely will, because we are multifaceted women and we can do it all. But just because we can doesn't mean we should. And this is what community is about, where we get to own our highest and most potent source of energy so that we can lead in more meaningful ways and ways that feel really good and nourishing to us, ways that fuel us to keep moving forward in that forward motion. So what I'm going to do now, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I posted this. This was on January 29th to bring in the year of the snake. Before I dive into how each of those archetypes can embody this energy for 2025, I'm going to read to you the prayer that I posted for all of us to lean into that energy. And this is my year of the snake blessing. Renewal is your birthright. Shed the barriers that have dulled your brilliance. Shed the uncertainty that has diluted your voice. Emerge with restored purpose and all the wisdom of your ancestors. Move forward with ultimate trust in yourself, leaving behind all that you've outgrown. Tune into the hum of the earth and follow your path, filled with new, powerful possibility. And so it is. The hum of the earth. The earth is our feminine mother, and it is her wisdom that guides how the feminine heals, how she creates, how she produces, how she leads, and does it in a life-giving way. And you will hear me touch on that and lead on that and show you what that looks like in a very tangible way when you are running a business or leading a team or creating an initiative or showing up in your community, your home, your relationships. So there's so much more to be said on that. For this podcast episode, I'm going to focus on manifesting in 2025 and the energy that you want to call in. But just know If you've taken the quiz, there's so much information for you there. There's an archetype leadership report you can get to understand what your secondary types are, how you connect with the other archetypes. And in the show notes, I will also leave for you the Expand Your Leadership Workbook. This is going to really help you anytime you want to get some clarity on how to move forward towards a specific initiative or goal or desire that you have, and you want to do it in a really aligned, powerful way, embodying your most potent energy and fulfilling your purpose, the calling on your heart, and really connecting it to a way that feels aligned so that when this thing comes to fruition, it meets the expectation and even more, something better, right? So that it's not falling short, so that it is actually having the impact that you came here to create. Building that trust in yourself and trust in your vision is ultimately where this is going. So let's start with the visionary. The visionary will magnetize when she shares her vision. So it's really easy for the visionary to just get caught up in visioning and feeling like nobody gets her. But when she speaks them out loud, we need to hear it. We need to know what the visionary is dreaming of. What does the visionary see? So speak your dreams out loud. See them take root and grow. You see possibility and a better way forward for all of us. So let's hear it. Speak it out loud. You bring that vision into space when you say it out loud. And that's what we need to hear from you. So for the visionary, finding spaces to speak, to share one-on-one with someone in a circle, and even bigger spaces, stages, wherever you feel called to share your mission and your vision. It's going to be powerful for you this year. Okay, let's talk about the change maker. She's a little bit of a disruptor, so she's going to magnetize when she shakes things up a little bit. She's here to shift the energy. So she's going to get curious, a little bit playful, and open us up to new pathways. So the change maker, when you shake things up a little bit, it doesn't have to necessarily even be with an outcome in mind, but just to encourage us to get out of the stagnant energy that we might be in, the way of doing things the way that they've always been done. You open up possibility when you shake things up, and you create meaningful change with clear strategies. Once you do that, you help shift energy and offer new perspectives, and that is what we need. The warrior. She's so action-oriented, the warrior. She magnetizes when she takes action. She calls people in when she's moving forward with purpose. And she does it with an aligned heart. And that's what attracts people to her. The alignment of her heart, taking action, moving forward. And this draws people in naturally. So speak up, let us know what's on your heart, what you're taking action on, what you're doing. And this innately improves the quality of life for all of us, for all beings. The protector. You magnetize when you follow your intuition. And so trusting your natural rhythm is what is so important for you, to set the stage for possibilities to unfold. It is you that holds the space for creation and growth with those protective boundaries, just trusting in the process. And this takes so much trust and belief in the process of letting things unfold the way they're meant to, the way they ought to, without rushing it. It's your gift. And even if it feels hard, even if it doesn't even feel like that maybe always comes naturally, that's your gift. Trusting the natural rhythm. And you remind us of what those rhythms are and what those boundaries are. And so share those with us. That's your gift. Okay, let's go into the way shower. How is she going to show up this year? So the way shower, you magnetize when your authenticity shines. You follow your truth. And you don't need to do anything more than follow your truth, because your truth is powerful. Your truth is meaningful. This is the way you naturally attract. You meet new people, you explore new landscapes, you forge new pathways. And as you do this, you light the way forward for others. You create permission for others to do what seems impossible. And they see that you've done it, and then they think, well, maybe I can do it too, right? So maybe it isn't so impossible. Maybe there is a new pathway. Maybe there are new landscapes. Maybe there is a new way to do this. Maybe anything. You show us that something else might be possible. And you do it by following your authenticity, being your most authentic self, and trusting your heart and your path to show you the way. The creatrix. You magnetize when you share your process. This is your magic. You process and you transform. So when you give us a peek behind the curtain to share in your process, that's a little bit more intimate, but it's so magnetic. And you give us permission to trust the mess in the middle, the messy middle, to play, to feel, to explore, and to transform that energy. It's the parts that people don't want to talk about. Maybe it's the parts that people want to avoid, but it's so necessary. And you create the space for that magic to happen. You heal hearts and you bring meaning to life. And from this place of creation, anything is possible. Okay, the weaver. You magnetize when you share your experience. So you are so interested in anything and everything. You magnetize when you share what you know, because you are a resource. You connect people, you connect ideas, you connect things. You're a connector. That's where your curiosity and your interests and your ability to research things and just get so lit up by learning something new and trying something new that you become this well of resources, and you love nothing more than to connect them together to people, to bring these ideas to life, to support growth and build community. You bring so many people together. Connection is your magic medicine. And so all of us are lucky to have a weaver in our life if we have one. And so just know that it's never frivolous for you to just want to go and try something new, to go and research something new, to go spend your time investing and getting curious. It's always going to be something that you're going to be able to pass along to somebody else or yourself. So allow yourself that space and time to play in the spaces that attract your attention. Okay, the midwife. You magnetize when you are present. You are a natural space holder and a reflector of the highest self in all of us. So when you indulge in the moment that you're in, the energy will always guide you forward. And that is the key for the midwife, is to indulge in the moment that she is in, to bring your attention to the space where you are. You are a vessel for the highest good in all of us. When you remind us of that, just by your presence alone, you remind us of the highest self in all of us and what we are actually capable of. The sage. You magnetize when you are open. You invite a full range of expression to come forward. You can be playful. You don't always take things so seriously, which most people don't expect from you, because the sage often gets, she's such a wise soul, right? A place of grounded, rooted love. But when you're open to whatever wants to be expressed, whatever wants to come through, you give permission for us all to just be our most authentic selves, whatever facet of ourselves is coming through. And more than that, you offer guidance. It's rooted from a place of truth and from a source of abundant love. You are so deeply connected and rooted into the source of Mother Earth and that place of abundant love, that you create a sense of safety for us to be able to embody and express what is true. So I hope that as you're listening to these, you feel like you saw yourself or you saw your gifts or something pinged on your heart that said, I feel called to that. That's what I feel called to. And whether it's an energy that you feel that you hold or it's an energy that you are drawn to, both are valid and both are important and both are very real. And that's the beauty of these archetypes, is that we get to hold energy and we also get to seek out the energy of these other archetypes because we need each other. We need every single one of these women in our circle to hold space for the things that we are creating, to hold our initiatives in the palms of each other's hands as we create and as we lead and as we develop this new way forward as feminine beings and as feminine leaders and as women who want to create a better world and doing it from this place. I want you to know that I'll be having a couple events coming up, so please make sure you are signed up on my email list. If you go and download the book or take the quiz, which are both in my show notes, you will be automatically added to my email list. You'll be the first to know about upcoming workshops. Right now, however, you can go and sign up for a call with me. I can answer some questions about your archetype. We can talk about the Abundant Leaders Mastermind and see if that's a fit for you, or just connect you with the community and get you those resources. We have a community that's building, filled with women that are wanting to come together and build in this way. And, it's time to drop and forget some of these old ways that we've been taught, that this masculine structures that deplete our resources, that take away from our connection, that deplete our energy, and don't leave us with the outcomes that are actually meaningful and impactful and healing. We're here to restore a new way. And this is what we're here for. This is what we're called to. And I give you a peek behind the curtain in my book, The Expanded Feminine Leader. It's in the show notes. The feminine framework is in there. The elements of feminine leadership is in there. The DNA of the feminine leadership archetype is in there. What else is in there? My formula for creating is in there and leading. So go in there, check it out. There's going to be some workshops on this. We can do it together. There's a YouTube series that goes along with the book if you want some more insight on it. All of those links will be provided to you once you sign up and go download that book. Okay, loves, sending you so much love, many blessings, more to come on this subject. I hope this was helpful and supportive. I hope you enjoyed it. I love to know what resonates. I would love for you to send this to another woman you think would benefit from it. Start exploring these other archetypes. See what the women in your life are. Have them take the quiz or just talk to them about the different types. See what resonates. It's so empowering when we have a shared language that we can connect on and reflect each other's magic and medicine and humor and love and trust with a shared language. And I think that's really one of the magical things about this type of resource, about this type of quiz, to give us permission to be our most audacious and authentic selves. And that is what we need right now. We need you being audacious and stepping forward and creating your big visions and your big dreams and doing it from a place of grounded, supported resources with a bunch of really awesome women that want to see you succeed, who want to help you succeed, who want to support you in that vision, because we are connected. Our dreams and our visions are connected. They feed and fuel each other. And that's how this works. And that's how it's going to work. And that's what's going to see us through. So I hope you go down to those show notes, schedule a call with me, sign up to learn more about the Abundant Feminine Leaders Mastermind. We have a couple retreats coming up. They are going to be glorious, luxurious, transformative, and just so good. I can't wait to tell you more about them.